I'm going on an adventure! So, I have decided to make my summer holiday an extreme adventure! Mount Toubkal is the highest mountain in North Africa and across the Arab-speaking world. It is also the highest mountain peak I'll have ever climbed to, and that really gets me pumped. Ever since I was a kid, I've dreamed of climbing mountains, which is pretty crazy because as a kid, and really up to about 13, I was really terrified of heights. And perhaps sometime I'll tell you the story of how I kind of got over that to an extent. I'm still scared of heights, guys. But something about those towering peaks has always deeply fascinated me. To me, they represent stories of great courage and evoke that feeling of man versus nature. You know, I remember as a kid listening to stories of or reading things about Mallory and Irvine climbing Everest, these pioneers that kind of paved the way, and I was just in awe of them, and it just fueled my imagination as a kid. I even wrote a story that will never be released that was about kind of like Everest and climbing Everest. There was something just deeply fascinating to me about pushing the boundaries up in the highest places, and I want to make my childhood dream come true. Now this expedition will be 8 days long, taking me from the street stalls and souks of Marrakesh to the upper echelons of the Atlas Mountains. Along the way, I will be camping under starlit night, meeting locals from the Berber tribes, and seeing what life has to offer those who make these mountains their home. There's something so special to me about getting to travel through the land of the Berbers, because there are people who, from my understanding and from my perspective, they represent one of the grandest storytelling traditions of all oral storytelling. And I want to take you all with me along the entire way. My plan was to film the sights and sounds of Morocco as I travel these dusky plains. You're going to see the blood, the sweat, the tears that go into this physically demanding expedition, and it's going to be my absolute honour to share that with you all. But this is only the start, because as some of you know, I have some pretty wild and wacky travel plans in the works, and it's been pretty hard trying to keep that a secret, and I've utterly failed at that. And I want to share that journey with you too. I want you to watch me grow throughout the years, all my fears and failures, my hopes and dreams, my anxieties and my triumphs. All on camera, all on full display for you guys. I may end up back home with my head between my tails with no idea what to do in my life, but hey, that's where I'm at right now, so it can't get any worse. And I really hope that at the end of my life and all my adventures that I can look back and I can say, well, at least I tried. My ultimate dream is to be creating really high quality cinematic content for you all, vlogging my adventures and sharing the stories of those I meet along the way. And eventually, maybe, just maybe, I can make it in an industry. I love the film and TV industry as a storyteller, because that is something that I am just enamored with. And I really hope that someday I can prove myself in that area. I certainly have many ideas to keep me going. But this all begins with my expedition to Mount Toubkal. This is the start of a new era in my life. I'm going to be putting myself out there, out in the world, navigating my way through the good and the bad that I encounter. And this is where the really difficult part comes. Now, I'm going to be real with you guys. Anxiety, it's a crippler. I mean, I'm not going to pretend like I have it anywhere near as bad as some people. I really don't. And in general, I'm very lucky with my mental health that it's as good as it is. So I can't, I'm not complaining, but it still comes and gnaws away at me at times. It's really kind of been eating away at me a lot recently. But I want to believe. I want this to be an inspiration to others to follow their dreams, not because I'm special or something amazing or I have a particular set of skills, because I don't have that. Because I'm just the average person, perhaps even less, So if I can do it, then anyone else can do it like me, and I want to show that it's possible if you just get out there and put yourself out there, no matter how scary it is. But still, this anxiety holds me back. It's why I'm talking to you now, and I'm probably looking down at my computer screen a lot because I made a script that I have scripted out hundreds of times with small minor changes just to get the right message across, because I'm so afraid of asking this of you guys and putting myself out there. I'm terrified of failing, of overcommitting, and letting you guys down. That's the last thing I want to do, because you guys have been so loyal, and a lot of your friends and family, and I would really hate to let any of you down. But I also want to be giving you guys the best content that I can, pushing my creative boundaries, learning new skills all the time. You know, I don't want to stay in this place. I always want to be pushing. And so I'm going to be setting up a Kickstarter for funding some upgrades to film my upcoming expedition, and as a secondary effect, then that will improve the overall quality of my channel and of my content over time. Now, my smartphone, which I'm recording on now, it served me well for discussions with books. You know, I've got my laptop, my MacBook. I'm very lucky to have that stuff and to be able to get out content that isn't absolutely abysmal to you guys. But it does have its limitations. And I'm really wanting to pursue being as professional as possible with my content and looking to expand my range. Now, I know this is a big ask, and genuinely, you can ask some of my friends that just how bad this anxiety has been over the last, few months, when it keeps coming back to me, and it's been hitting me for days. But I want to put myself out there. I don't want to let it stop me. I want you all to share in my dream. Now, my promise to you, in return for the upgraded equipment, is to get this vlog of my expedition to Mount Tubkar out in as professional a way as my skill set at the time will allow. You know, I'm still learning, I'm still discovering, but I think that's part of the journey, and I think that's something that you guys want to see as well. But what this equipment will help me to achieve is to put what's on my mind onto what's on the screen in front of you in the best quality that I can get out there, to bring Morocco to you, to share the experiences I have with the Berber tribes, to share some of their lifestyle with you, to share the highs and the lows, all of it with you guys. I know how big this is as an ask, believe me. And I want to, take a moment to make a really big point here. If you're struggling, if your family is struggling, if your friends are struggling, look after them first, please. I'm going to be okay. I'm just a goofy, weird guy making semi-terrible videos that people somehow like to watch. And I'm a guy with a dream to make better videos. Now, in the grand scheme of things, that's not that important, right? I'm going to be okay. Now, it would mean the world to have your support, but I want you to always put yourself and your families first, because that's what's most important. And the second thing I'd ask is that you do this because you believe in me and you want to see the journey, no matter how it looks and turns out. Now, my commitment is to get that vlog out to you. I will get it out to you no matter what, even if I have to stop doing content on my other channel for a period of time whilst I just work on it consistently day after day. I will be getting this out to you. My dreams beyond that, the journey's unknown. It can change. It's constantly changing. I already changed up a lot of my future plans very recently, and they're still fluctuating. But my commitment right now is to get this one vlog, this documentary out to you, and I really plan it to be the most coolest kind of cinematic travel video I can get out there to you guys. So treat it as an investment into my journey, and I hope I'll take you a long way with me, because I certainly have the plans. Now, some people may ask, why not a Patreon? Well, again, I don't want to overcommit myself. I don't want to commit to extras I can't deliver. This is a one-time only Kickstarter to fundraise for this expedition vlog. It's not something I'm going to be doing ongoing necessarily. This is just to help me get this vlog out. Anything else that comes beyond that is a secondary and wonderful after effect. Now, once again, to be as clear and as transparent as possible, this is by no means a necessity, nor is it something that's entirely unachievable on my own. I am incredibly blessed with the resources that I have, and that's really, thanks to my grandparents who worked so hard to pass a lot down to us. I never dreamed that I'd be able to afford a car, a house, I thought that I was going to live my life working minimum wage, as an outdoor instructor, having a fun life, but I didn't know, am I going to be able to have a family and support them? And thanks to the generosity of my grandparents, that's possible if I work hard. I mean, I still got to work really hard, but at least, it's within my reach now. And I'm extremely, extremely lucky to be someone who lives in the West, who has the certain privilege that I can go and explore the world and travel the world. And believe me, I really, feel the weight of that. It's exciting, but terrifying at the same time, these plans. I have no guarantee of any jobs, any income, nothing. And at the moment, I'm a young guy with no qualifications except GCSEs on 1A level. All I got is me. That's it. My life is not guaranteed. So I want to find a balance between the anxiety and fears around, my life and my financial situations, and being a good steward of my finances. I've known what it's like I was genuinely convinced that I would live a life of just, working pretty much on the line. And that's why, that I have that anxiety, because I know what it's like to believe that you won't be able to achieve those things, and now it's possible, and I'm scared that it's going to get taken away. So ultimately, I decided it wasn't a necessity to be able to get this stuff to produce something for you all. My phone will be able to capture something. It records video. It records video now. So I would be able to get something out to you all, and I'd much rather save it for being able to fund future travels, or if I'm really in a desperate situation later on. But it's also a really cool opportunity to produce something better, to give you all more value for your views. And that's just what this is. This is a cool idea that if it doesn't happen, I'm perfectly okay. I'll just take my phone and make do with what I have. It's far more than some people. So please don't support this because you feel bad for me or you think I'm struggling for money. All things considered, I'm doing well. I'm doing okay, despite my anxieties. And so I don't want people to feel like I'm manipulating anyone in any way. So that's why I'm being fully transparent with you all. Because, as I said, I'm perfectly okay if this doesn't go ahead. But I also didn't want to miss out on the opportunity. I have been blown away by the generosity and the shared community we have in the science fiction fantasy community that I've become a part of, with the generosity from my family and friends and people who want to support me. And so I thought I might as well just put myself out there as an opportunity, and if people want to commit to this and to help me achieve something cool, then that's awesome. And if not, then I'll do my best with what I have. With your support, I could just go ahead and buy that equipment and make some cool videos for you all. Now, here's a breakdown of the equipment that I've spent time researching and I believe will make this as professional as possible. So first of all, the camera itself. The Sony EZ-V10 camera with the kit lens, which I have found for £615. That's the cheapest price for this camera. Several of my friends that have bought this camera, Tori from Tori Talks on BookTube. I know Chaz from Bookish Chaz, I believe he has bought this camera and it comes highly recommended. It's really good as a vlogging camera and a first beginner's vlogging camera, as well as taking some really good photography shots. And this price is really good. It's a saving of about £200 from just buying it directly elsewhere. And it's got 4K shooting, it can have cinematic style, can do slow-mo, all the kind of things that I might need when I'm trying to produce a really cool cinematic looking travel vlog. Next up is the Sony hand grip, which is £94. This is needed to kind of keep things stable when vlogging and provides more options for camera shots. Because the one thing that does get mentioned about this camera is that it's auto kind of AI stability. It's not great. And as someone who's vlogging, who's doing travel shots, you don't want shaky kind of camera moving about. It also allows more flexibility that I can kind of create more panning shots, more different shots. And so that's £94, which again, if I get it from this website that I found, is a saving. The spare batteries and charger comes to £33. I found these on Amazon. These are third-party batteries that are recommended, that work really well. I've chosen a pack that has 3 of them and a charger because I'm going to be out in the wilderness, and especially as I travel as well, I may be in places where I don't have access to electricity, or you have to pay loads to get access to a charge, and I don't want to be in a situation where it's not recorded because it's run out of charge, and then my phone's run out of charge and I have nothing. And most of the nights on this expedition are spent camping. We do have access from time to time to plugs, but again, it could be quite expensive to charge. And so taking 3 spare batteries with me, as well as the 4 batteries the fourth battery that already comes with the camera, I think that's, you know, a really safe investment that will be worthwhile. Then there's the shotgun mic, which I've chosen, which is £59. It's a basic shotgun mic, but it will get good sound quality as compared to the camera out of the box. It would be better to get an external microphone, especially as I plan to do interviews with people and kind of do things out and about on the road, and you're gonna have, you know, noise and traffic and things, and then you have wind if you're up in the mountains. A shotgun mic is a really good investment, and this one's fairly cheap at £59. I'm not going for a Rode or something like that. I just need something that's going to slightly improve the quality as compared to the camera. And then there's the SD card, which is up to 256 gigabytes, plus the memory card reader, which comes to £75.46. Now, 4K video footage, which I don't think I'll shoot all of it in 4K because I'll take up a lot of memory. I also want to get some really memorable cinematic shots for you guys. And I then need a card reader to be able to transfer that from the camera to my laptop. But it's a really good storage level that will allow me to have thousands of photos and about an hour of video at a time on the camera. If that was 4K, if I'm doing 1080p, obviously that would be slightly longer. Next up is the tripod, which comes to $36.99. This is for your panoramic shots, maybe time lapses, hyperlapses, as well as being able to film stuff like walking past on the trail and different things like that. It again allows for more flexibility, allows for setting up some really cool wide landscape shots. It really opens up the kind of shots that I can do. And then finally is the special camera backpack to keep the gear and equipment protected. So this one came highly recommended by travel vlogger Joel Friend, and I've put it in the Kickstarter story. I've put all the links down below. You need a backpack that's going to be waterproof, that also has room for your stuff, as well as room for all the camera kit, because if you just get a normal backpack, it's not going to have the accessories that you're going to want for someone who's carrying a camera. Easy access to your camera, but also security for it. And so this way it means that I can have a day pack that I can put my food and my jumpers and clothes and spare layers in, but also, you know, keep my camera in, and then have easy access to get it out for shots and things like that. And I can carry my tripod around. It's got tripod straps. And this one in particular had the important safety feature of 2 zips on the camera pocket. A lot of them had camera pockets where it's just 1 zip. Well, you can't. I'm planning to get TSA security locks where you can kind of, if you have 2 zip holes that you can put it through, you can lock it together so that nobody can get in there. Well, a lot of backpacks that I looked at, they didn't have that. This one does. This one's also waterproof, which is really important when you're trying to protect your camera, and it also comes with a waterproof cover as well. So the total combined cost is £989 for all that, and then I've put that into Kickstarter, and it's told me the recommended calculation, which includes the fees. I have set it at £1,200, which covers the costs but also any Kickstarter fees, so I don't have to worry about that out of pocket. Now, why am I using Kickstarter as my platform? This is so I can be completely transparent and accountable. If this fails to fully fund in the 30 days, no money will be taken out of anyone's account. I don't have to worry about sorting out, sending money back to people, who's who, and it's all in my bank account. And if it does work out, then it will all come into my bank account, and it's nice and easy to organize it and get the content out to you all. If it manages by some minor miracle to go beyond that funding goal, my plan is to just donate that to a charity, which I will, put out a poll to decide which charity to put that towards, because I'm not using this to gain financially. I just want to be able to put out a really cool travel vlog of about 25 minutes I'm planning. But that's it. I'm not asking for any more. I don't want to get rich off of this. I just want to be able to fund this equipment. And as I said, I will put out a poll so that you, the backers, can decide which kind of charity you want to put it towards. But I don't think that's a situation we're going to have to worry about too much. Now, what are the rewards for investing in this? So we start off at £5, which is just a thank you, plus a credit in the documentary at the end. just, you know, something to say thank you, and you can look at that and you can say you've been part of helping a cool video come out. Maybe it even goes viral. I don't know. For £10, you can get early access. So you'll get access a month before I put it out on the channel, which is estimated you'll get it in December 2023. And you'll get it a month before I upload it onto the YouTube channel. That gives me enough time. So I come back in August, mid-August. That gives me, well, September, October, November, and up to the end of December to edit and make this video. So that should be more than enough time. I'm not planning on spending hundreds of hours color correcting every shot because it's such a long video. That would take forever. But you will, if you pledge £10, you will get early access to it before anyone else. £15, you'll get access to live Q&As. I'm planning to do one before I leave, all about the plans, the expedition, and just kind of whatever questions you guys have. And then also afterwards, you'll get exclusive live Q&A for how the expedition was and how things turned out, and you can ask anything you want, and yeah, as well as obviously the early access as well. At £30, I've done an author special beta read. If you didn't know, I'm a beta reader, so for authors, I generally read science fiction fantasy books. I've done it for authors such as N.T. Kusis, John Palladino. I've also got Thomas Howard Riley. I'm going to be beta reading for lots and lots of really cool indie authors that I've had the privilege of working with. And so if you want your book beta reads, I'm going to give out an option of 3 people to pledge £30, and I will beta read your book of up to a certain word limit, which is in the Kickstarter, and I'll organise that with you when I can fit that in, but you'll be a priority over any sort of gigs that I have on Fiverr. And then at £50, we have the author special for the Chonka beta read, which is for a slightly longer book. And again, this is the same as the tier below, where it's a book that's over sort of 500 pages or so. And again, there's 3 of those that I will do, and we can organise how we can fit that into my schedule. At £55, there's only 3 of these. If you are UK based, I will bring you a souvenir and post it to your address from Morocco. Obviously, I'm not sure what souvenir I will get, but I'll get you something from most likely Marrakesh and the markets there. But there's only 3 of those. So those are the tiers. But of course, whatever amount you want to pledge, you are very, very welcome. I really would appreciate any and all support. So thank you for watching this. I hope this kind of helps answer your questions. I'm really excited to get to go on this expedition, and I'm very lucky, and I hope that I can fund this and get this new camera and bring some really cool content to you. So thank you for giving me the opportunity, guys. It means the world to me. It really does.